here. This one's the hot polluted oxygen. And I think there's one more, but I don't think I see it in what we have revealed. No, doesn't look like. So it's probably over here somewhere, I guess. Because this should have... well, it should have 2 extra ones. But one of them is liquid sulfur. Which would be handy, because then we could grow essentially infinite grub fruit. I mean, not quite infinite, but certainly lots and lots and lots. How are we doing for food? It's getting a bit sketch, is what I would say. We could get them making lice loaf again. They're making it all into pickled meal, though. But I mean, it does actually provide extra calories. We'll keep an eye on it. If necessary, we'll make like a mush bar or something. Right then. We would like to build one of these. Not in steel. No need for it to be steel. I can't put it there. Why not? What is in my way? Ah, there's a water weed. That's what's in my way. Why can't I put it in these? I thought water weeds only grew to 1 high. Oh no, they grow 2 high, do they? That's interesting. I didn't know that water weeds were considered to be 2 high. I thought they were only considered to be 1 high. Well, you learn new stuff. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to be putting a wall there at some point, so we might as well dig this up. Oh, god damn it. Only sleep wheat is 1 high? Hello. Yeah, I don't know about that. Time does seem to have restarted. The interesting thing is, so this has always been the interesting thing with the fact that my, it glitches out. It glitches out, but when Twitch send me like my, what's it called? My summary of the stream, they count it all as one stream. Even when it glitches out in the middle. Because I have all the information for it in like one stream. So I've never really understood why that's the case. It always seems slightly odd. But as I say, I don't really understand why the whole thing happens anyway. The reason I don't think it's particularly my internet is that when we had trouble with the internet going down, like the thing that used to happen was that like it would crash out and then it would crash out for a bit. Error correction, that could be it. Hello innocent official, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, so when it used to be my internet, like the internet would actually crash out for a while. It doesn't just flick on and off. So I still think it's probably Streamlabs. Analytics are probably smarter than the real-time stuff. Yeah, I'm guessing so. Noticeably Streamlabs analytics aren't, because I often get interestingly it cutting out is the thing that correlates with Streamlabs actually sending me a stream summary. All the rest of the time, they don't send me a stream summary. So, there's probably something there about why those two things would be related. Because the answers are probably all, like, that it's Streamlabs being terrible. Maybe I should try and go on OBS I did download OBS, but it is slightly imposing for someone who is not very technically savvy, is what I'd say. So I'd have to do some work. But it would be interesting to see that if I went to a new broadcast software, whether that would in fact solve the problem. Because then we would know that it is Streamlabs. I don't think I want any of these. Despite what a good operator Liam is. I think we'll just take some ice. I don't think I've got anywhere to put ice. Indeed, as the message says, innocent official. I'm not Zebrapig. I'm Max. This is the Max, not binary. Zebrapig hosts me on her channel, which is how come you have clicked through and wound up here with me. You're very welcome to hang out, play a lot of base builder and colony sim games. If you'd like to check out Zebrapig's reaction to the TikTok going viral and all of that, you can pick it up on her channel in her VODs or on her YouTube channel, which has the same name, where the VODs have been uploaded. So you can have a look. I have my ice in my freezer, I should get some. I mean, that is good. Hello there, person who has made their name in praise of Zebrapig. I mean, I could make a freezer. I can't be bothered to make a freezer. I'm certainly not making it for some ice. I hope you're having a good day. We're probably just going to chuck it down here, to be honest. Let's get one of those. And what are you? You're just a bit of ice. We're going to get rid of you. Replace you with a thing. I mean, I have, I recently got in contact with Zebrapig, actually, and, yeah, they are a viewer, which is how come she hosts me, so, that is how come we have all wound up together. She was, unsurprisingly, very gracious in our communication, as I largely expected from having looked at her streams, when she's in general very lovely. Are you going to build this, Dupes? Oh, well, it helps if I look at the right thing. Yes, Nora is on the way to build it. Alright then, so that should help us clear all of this out of here and continue our clearance for becoming a proper base. Do I have sufficient beds? Yes. Excellent. Neo, how are you getting on with this research? You appear to have started a different research. Which, yes, you have. You should be able to build solar panels. That'll be nice. Let's have a look at the solar panels. There they are. Yep, that should be fine. Whatever. I'm not going to think too hard about it right now. I can't be bothered. Heavy wrought wire, cheers. To begin with, we're going to run that through here. Where do we want to run this into the base? Probably kind of here, so it goes down our ladder system. Good night, Ohms. Have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you so much for your resubscription. And Nematrek, have a good rest of your day. Hope to see you again soon. Neo. I see what you're attempting to achieve there. And you've already achieved it, haven't you? Yes, of course you have. 1, 2... Of course you have. Why would you not? Right, I need you to stop doing that. Move here for a minute. Let's get you a ladder piece just here. No, 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 no. I don't really want to cancel it, but I guess we will. So we can attempt to prevent Neo getting trapped there forever. Because that wouldn't be ideal. I mean, we could obviously just break them in, but, you know. Let's do our best. We can try not to trap the duplicates for once. How are you getting on, Pips? Have you made any new arbor acorns? No, it doesn't look like. Ooh. There is at least one branch that is ready for harvest. I wonder, do we know at what point the pips will rummage? Do all of the branches on the tree need to be harvest ready for the pips to rummage? I suspect the answer is yes, but I certainly don't know. Neo, is nobody building that for you? Because you appear to be out of oxygen. Alright. Come here. Cancel that. Dig this, Neo. Yep, I see you looking at it. And build that. This is going to be on like a 1. You're going to dig that. Yes. What are you doing, Neo? No. Ah, I see. Just get that built. There you go, you what name. Get out of that. And indeed, stop suffocating. Excellent. Good job. You've also got a bit of radiation poisoning by the look of it, Neo. Yes, minor radiation sickness. That's not ideal. It's a 5% chance from the branches. Is it 5% chance for each branch? Neo. I swear to God, mate. Thank you. Good grief. Lovely. Look, we can get someone to actually do this now. Steve! Steve, are you coming to go in the thing? Yes. This is also one of my favorite animations in the game. Is their great joy at looking in the telescope. It is interesting to try and work out what it is that they are balling up. I always assumed they were sort of writing something and then throwing away their notes, but it is unclear. But I do like this animation. Not quite as good as the virtual planetarium, but certainly one that I enjoy. How are we doing in terms of bits of rocket? I mean, oh, we can build an engine. I mean, we might not want to build an engine first. think I want to put these two on. I'll probably take the glass to make a solar panel outside rather than bother with putting a solar panel on the ship. But that would require some steel. Oh, you've gone dormant again. Which means I don't desperately wish to heat this up. Also, I don't know if that'll last 36 cycles, to be honest. Might have to keep an eye on that. Alright, I'll have to think about some of those things. If I look at the star map, yeah, we can see what you are doing. It's gonna take a while. Right. I don't think they've got anywhere that they should be able to murder themselves immediately, but we'll do a save, and I will leave you with the duplicants for a moment while I have a swift break, and then we will be back. Hello there. Hello, Wrecked. Welcome in. I am glad to see you. Grateful they buffed the arbor acorn drops. Having to dig up the last tree every time to farm acorns was a nightmare. That is certainly true. We are indeed back. The duplicants appear to have not, like, murdered themselves in any way, so that's pleasing. I'm gonna put one here. Yes, that's where we're gonna want the next one to be. Right, how are you doing, Dupes? You still don't have a lot of food, but we do seem to be surviving. Congratulations on the immunity buff. Indeed. I don't think I've ever had a flu shot. No, I don't think so. I've never really been in the list of people who get offered them. And I've never really been bothered to pay for them. Who is starving? Amelia, have you considered going to eat some food? Yes, well done. That definitely helps. When one is starving, consider eating some food. Ren, let's give you some carry. I think apart from Ren... Oh no, Marie. You can also have some carry. Amelia, pretty much sorted. You lot are sorted. Nora, how are you going on? You don't have any points to give out. Ladders with unavailable resources to block the pips. It's, I can't remember where I stole it from. I definitely stole it from somebody else. But I cannot give credit because I cannot remember where I saw this or where the chat told me. I also would never have considered that you didn't have to build the thing to block the pips. That they would be blocked merely by the concept of building. But yes, so one of the ways that I like to do it so that we don't have to build and deconstruct stuff is to just use something that we haven't got. It's usually either Mafic or Fossil. We did actually have Fossil on this one though, so Mafic on this occasion. I assume that any building would be fine, so you could probably also use like... Seems way too considerate for a pip, absolutely. You could probably also like use this, use an airflow tile in a metal you don't have, if you happen to have all of the rocks. Ah, Steve. How are you doing there? You do have a bit of radiation sickness, doesn't say how long it's gonna last. Oh. I assume it'll be until your rads goes down to a certain number. Is that how it works? Where are your rads? Sword rad dose. I mean, you've only got 29 rads. That doesn't... Oh, well, you were in fact better. I see. Right. You had some radiation sickness, but you have now peed it out and you feel better. I'm glad to hear it. Yes, the building lacks resources is a good reminder to check every now and again. I mean, I fairly regularly have that up, so I'm not sure it entirely helps me remember to check, but certainly could be used that way if you are someone who is a bit more, what's the word, assiduous about these things than I am, which wouldn't be hard. Printables, let's see, what do we got? Oh, some bristleberries, that'll be handy. We could do with some food. Organised. Digging, doctoring, researching, rocketry, farming and tiny. Yeah, definitely some bristleberries, I feel. Yes. Let us make the gristleberry. And then you can eat it. Let's have a look at consumables. Do not eat bristleberries, because we can make them into something better. Yeah, we've got you on don't eat mush bars. Otherwise, sure. I mean, we should probably have you on don't eat spindly grub fruit, because we can definitely make that into something else as well. Right. Let's continue our wall. Did we decide this was the bottom? Or did we decide we were going to go all the way down here? I don't remember. I don't remember. How many floors do I need? Do we think? We're going to need 2 bedrooms. We're going to need 2 dining rooms. We only need 1 bathroom complex. We're going to need a kitchen. We are going to want suit docks and then a sub-basement. Which leaves us with 1 bit that we could put other things in. For instance, a rec room or something. Yeah. So I think this is probably like, big enough. I don't think we necessarily want to make a massive base because we haven't got loads of room. I sort of wonder whether it might be worthwhile going down like 1 extra floor just because like this space is sort of taken up anyway. So we're not necessarily using up any particularly useful space. But then there's the question of what you'd put in it. Statues, potentially. What else might we want to put inside? We'd probably want to try and fit in a nature park somewhere. I don't quite know how we'd do that. But I'm sure we can. Actually, if we go down 1 deeper, let's say we go down 1 more, and this is actually the bottom. This is an excellent place to get the pips to plant a nature reserve, and then you just door off like there and there. You put the suit docks underneath, so every time they go outside they have to come through, and then you have the sub-basement 1 further down. Thank you, Afra. Welcome in, I hope you are well. Having a lovely day. I think we will go down 1 more. Now that I have considered this in my tiny brain. Let's try not to get them trapped there. Go on, do it 1 by 1. We're not in a huge rush. It'll be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Hello, Live Action Pixel. Welcome in. It's going alright, thank you. I hope you are having a good day. I'm sorry that you're a bit sick, Afra. That sucks. Got a cold on your trip. Was that your trip here, Afra? Was that your trip to London? Because they wouldn't be surprised. It's full of the mank, you know. You just sat down with a cuppa, so it's getting better. the base is looking all right, is what I would say. We can give you a little bit of tour live action. We've just been sort of dumping stuff down. We're trying to go vegetarian, so I haven't been ranching or eating any critters, which for me is pretty much unheard of. Hence the mealwood. Fortunately, we started on the irradiated forest, so we do have quite a lot of cool. We are going to, in the long term, probably go to bristleberries as one of our major food sources. So probably, in terms of renewable, easy food sources in the future, it's bristleberries, because we have a lot of water here. We're currently storing this in infinite storage, because we're going to send it over to this planet and cool it in these anti-entropy thermonullifiers, and then send it back again. This planet, which is the flipped asteroid, is also going to be useful for providing us with a sulfur geyser. It's got a liquid sulfur geyser on it somewhere, which we can use in conjunction with these lovely grub fruit, and possibly sweetles to tend them, to make grub fruit. So that'll also be quite good. We'll try and grow some sleet wheat, because we could do with berry sludge and, you know, some quality food, so we could maybe make mix berries. I forget what they're all made with, to be honest. I am not necessarily amazing for remembering what they're all made of, because I usually just make barbecue and leave it in that. So that was sort of one of the reasons. Also, last run we did like a critter run, and I managed to lag the entire game out by like cycle 400. So I thought I would try and keep away from critters as much as possible on this occasion. That is the plan. To try and do things in a less critter-centric fashion. Yeah, no, it was pretty terrible. I don't know how you found the new patch. I have to say, since the Sweet Dreams update, I have found it a little bit glitchy. And some of the work that they did in the Fast Friends update seems to have fallen by the wayside a little bit since Sweet Dreams came in. So I'm sure it's one of those things that, you know, they've broken and they'll fix it again, because that often happens with game development. So I'm not too worried, but it did mean that, you know, it sort of encouraged me to do some critters, some not critters, rather, some farming. So our long-term goals are to farm all of the farmable crops. You know, they're looking into it. I'm not surprised. And possibly we might even try and make sure we have little plantations of all of the non-farmable crops as well. We are having a slight food crisis, but these are just coming online. We just planted these ones, and it looks like that is going to stabilize our food out again. So that is good to see. We've just got some solar up. It's not really running anything at the minute. It's only really running our telescope. And we sort of started thinking about the rocket, but I kind of hate rockets. So I'm not thinking about it very effectively, is the answer. Let me look at the star map. But we do have a telescope now, so hopefully we can find somewhere. We don't have any oil or any Drecos. A 5th COVID shot, wrecked. Who has 5 COVID shots? We had 2 in the first one. Wow. No. Definitely don't think anyone's up to 5 here. I mean, I've still only had 3. Because I wasn't invited to jab number 4. Which, you know, I can't really complain about, because it just means that I'm not at risk in any way. So it's not really something to grump about. The next one will be the bivalent one. Exciting. I hope that's how you spell it. I mean, I could not comment. Right, we need to think about these solar panels actually doing a bit more than just powering the telescope, because that's, you know, it's a slight waste, frankly. Where should we run their power in? I mean, it would make sense to just run it down there. What if we... Let's build a ladder there. Dig out this stuff that's underneath them. And we can put in a... we should use a conjunctive joint plate. Yeah, we're very short of metals. In general. But refined metals in particular. Partly just because we can't deal with the heat. We don't really have any good ways of dealing with heat due to the complete lack of plastics. So I can't make steam turbines. But we're doing our best. We're doing our best. But I would like to make this out of refined metal. So that should we upgrade to needing more than heavy watt wire in the future, or just having plenty of metal, so we would like the slightly prettier heavy watt conductive wire, we are able to without me having to replace this. The atmosphere in the base is not the best. Hang on, that's liquids. As you can see, it's a bit of a mess. But we did at least manage to generate oxygen in time so that our dupes didn't suffocate. It's definitely, I would say, the challenge of this map. I mean, apart from the fact that we got no plastic, that's also a bit of a challenge. But it's the early game challenge of this map, that you have so little oxygen and no sensible way to produce it, because all you've got is your oxyferns, which, as we know, not necessarily amazing. But we got there. We had this running by probably about cycle 75 or so. So we managed to stop the duplicant suffocating. And then, you know, since then it's been sort of alright. We're trying to do some trees. I was thinking about power, and I'd quite like to do some ethanol power. But obviously, we don't actually have very many acorns, and they take ages to spin up. So we've got our pips here, but yeah, that's going to be a long-term project for sure. So solar is where we're at right now. To provide us with some extra power, I think I might, we might well just carry on across the map. Because that's, you know, it's the DLC, there's literally no reason not to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 32, 36, 40. There we go. Let's make some more glass. And we can provide a little bit more power, because currently all our other power comes from our dupes running on wheels. We don't have any coal on this planet. There is coal on the other planet. So, you know, we could fetch coal, but then we'd have to fetch it and put it in the thing and all of that. So that all seemed a little bit trickier than was necessary. I still have not entirely got the hang of multiple colony management. That is still something that I'm sort of learning, I would say. I have some struggles with ensuring that I remember that people are on the other planet and stuff like that, which can be slightly awkward. Right, let's try and make sure that we don't actually get anyone stuck, but that we can replace some of this as we go along. Hatch. I'm sort of afraid that you might have to move from there fairly soon. This hatch has been here ever since we dug him up. This is the hatch that is always in exactly this position when you dig them up from the pod. This is now hatch number 2 of that lineage that I've enjoyed leaving here. At some point a pip came by to plant this hatch a mirth leaf, and then otherwise it just lives here forever. I mean, I sort of haven't wanted to disturb it, because I've sort of enjoyed the fact that there is a hatch that lives there forever. I mean, that's probably not a reasonable thing to be doing, but you know. Sometimes I'm just entertained by stuff. How are you getting on, Dupes? Doing pretty well. What are you all up to? Stuff. Probably want to make this sweep only so they don't... Oh, actually they can't go down there and pick it up, so it doesn't need to be sweep only because they actually can't go and pick up all the ice that they're chucking down there. Nice house. Looks cozy. I mean, it's got a beautiful plant. Though it was a bit of a flex of the pip, I thought, to climb up the wall, plant him a plant, and then sort of just climb up the wall away from him. Also, I noticed that the shine bugs are also flexing on him, being like, hey, tiny living is becoming more and more popular. Yeah, also the shine bugs flexing on the hatch a bit. But I should at some point actually dig this out and use it as a room, because I could kind of do with it, but I'm so attached to my hatch that lives in that little alcove now that I haven't really been able to bring myself to do it. Printables. Let's have a look. Oh, we've got some glass. That'll make life a bit easier. Do we want either of you? A digging operator? Yeah, you've a bottomless stomach. We don't want that. We just unfroze a researcher, so we don't need one of those, so I think we'll definitely take the glass. Seems excellent. I think the other thing I might do is I might put some doors here, and we might move these beds. And we'll just have a tiny bedroom back here for a bit. I'm also going to put a couple more tables in here. We've only got enough beds for one of those, but, you know. That way we could get rid of these doors and perhaps seal the back in. We need to be cautious, like, that we don't need to get to anything that we seal off with these walls. But on the whole, we're not doing anything over this side. And everything that we've been doing over here, we've mostly been coming either this way or up here. Or possibly through here. So, I mean, this wall is not currently causing us any problems. Sorry, you two. We're going to move you. I mean, I would say that you're going to have slightly nicer bedrooms, to be honest, than just, like, stuck at the back of the base there. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to sacrifice people having a bedroom here for a minute while I make a wall. What are you up to, Neo? Oh, I see what's going on here. Hang on. Let me make sure you've got this. I definitely think that we can put this on forever, because only Neo can reach it, and Neo will prioritize this over this. So, I don't think we have to worry about wasting any or anything like that. Alright. Let's get that wall built. Right at the end of my meeting there, Rascal decides to hound me to go outside because he needs to go. Can't possibly wait just 5 minutes. I mean, I thought Rascal had some stuff going on where he couldn't possibly wait 5 minutes. Not that that is necessarily helpful when you're in a meeting. Right, Neo. It was you who got yourself trapped underneath the solar panels and nearly suffocated, so can we try to maybe not build things? Oh, you took him off that medication. So he definitely could have waited 5 minutes. Fair enough. Yeah, Neo got themselves trapped down here when there wasn't a ladder. Hence why that ladder piece exists. And, yeah, nearly suffocated. Because of course they did. How are we doing here? Nobody's got themselves trapped behind there? Excellent. I guess only Steve hasn't been to bed yet. I have definitely put Steve on a schedule. Yes. Oh, Steve. You do appear to have quite a lot of radiation there, mate. Hang on. Where are you? There you are. Look for the green glow. How is your radiation? Where is it? Oh, absorb Rabdos. That should be fine. I think the bathroom... Yes. Bathrooms cure all. Well done. Obviously, if I was playing on a higher difficulty, I would actually have to not allow them. I think you can do a trick with this where you can actually roof over. And because the line of sight is still here, it still sees the sky. So I think you can actually just like roof over the whole thing so they don't get radiation sickness while they're up here. You could also use diamond or glass tiles. That's true. I have a feeling though it just doesn't matter. That you can actually just roof it in. I'm not entirely sure, but I believe that to be the case. How are we doing for heat production up here? It seems fine, to be honest. We don't seem to have generated too much heat. Ah. We are transferring a tiny bit of heat out with this. Not diamond or glass. Diamond glass is the only one that blocks enough radiation. Oh, you mean diamond tile, I take it. We don't have any diamonds. Is the unfortunate answer to that. How are you getting on? We are going to have plenty of enriched uranium. Yes, you can build windows out of diamond or glass. Oh, excellent. I remember what we were going to do. We were going to build another one of these vacuum-locked infinite storages down here to potentially keep cold water in forever. You meant diamond windows. Absolutely. Is fair. But yeah, we don't have any diamond, unfortunately. Diamond is not a thing that we know about. There's quite a lot of stuff that you just don't have on these maps, which is interesting. And you know, the idea that I do have to go to space, considering how grumpy I am about it, is almost certainly a bonus. I mean, I've tried all sorts of ways to force myself to go to space. This one might work. Are you deliberately surveying the sky in such a way that you will look at the unknown object last? Because it definitely looks that way, Steve. Diamond is in the oil planet, or I think you can make it in the DLC. I think you can. I don't think we've learnt about the diamond press yet. Well, I know you can, and I don't think we've learnt about the diamond press. Like, yeah, it's here. I would require a bit more coal than we sensibly have. But again, we could get some from the other planet. We'd also have to do the other research. I mean, we are going to be able to do some of the other research. We have some data banks. We'll have to think about what we want to do first with that. To which the answer is almost certainly, apart from how much I always want to do solid management, but we're probably not going to do that. That's just my own personal thing. the answer is almost certainly radiation refinement. Because the other thing we could do for power here found a cool steam vent and a chlorine vent. Well, cool steam's not too bad. Again, once you have plastic. Once you have plastic, cool steam's not too bad. We do, of course, have the bees. And their domain down here. So we could potentially look at putting a nuclear reactor somewhere. Maybe sort of up here. We could even run Radbolt rockets, maybe, later on. Because, I mean, we'll do, we'll create nuclear waste from that, and we can do some more storage shenanigans to create loads of Radbolts. So that might be on the agenda for later on. But it probably means that that is the first thing we'd want to build. We'd want to research with the planetarium. Is there a way I can get you in there? We could. Right, come here. I want to get them in there without any chance that they go and bother this. But, you know, I'd also like to be able to harvest any wild food that is just hanging around being food, you know. Seems wasteful not to. Yes. Right, we are gonna... actually, we don't need to do that, because they can come along here, it'll be fine. They'll be able to hop down onto there. What we will need to do, though, is we'll need to get them to dig that out, so they can walk on it. Good. We definitely got the food problem under control again, so that is good to know. Getting these built. Steve's doing their best to learn about space and not die from radiation sickness in the interim, which, you know, goals. One day I'll actually have to go back and learn about deodorizers, because I didn't bother, and we probably should at some stage. Just, you know, as a thought. Now that we're boxing in a bit more, something we might want to do is more deliberately deal with these. By which I mean actually run oxygen into the corners of rooms so we can try and push carbon dioxide down. I don't think that strictly works, despite the fact that it feels like it should. But I do like to make sure that the far reaches of rooms are oxygenated so that you don't get too much carbon dioxide build up there. I need to learn about deodorizers. My dog has eaten something and is releasing the worst polluted oxygen you've ever smelled. I mean, it is definitely a common dog-related problem, I have to say. Sometimes also a cat-related problem. Some cats are quite stinky also. The stink is not necessarily something I am super looking forward to in owning a pet, despite the fact that I would really like a pet. Fine. Alright. Ah, that's the thing. Let's get these two built. We can build that one and we can bring this across here. The deodorizers in ONI are quite a bit better than, like, real-life deodorizers, though. You know. The fact that you actually get clean oxygen out of it, rather than oxygen just scented with a bunch of, like, fake flowers. Though possibly you wouldn't want the build-up of clay in your house, or to constantly have to bring sand in. But you know, life's complicated. Alright then, well, we'll leave them get on to this. Excellent, they are harvesting the lettuce. Do you not know about the existence of lettuce? No, you do. I've set you to put all the stuff in. I'm pretty sure the dupes are allowed to eat lettuce, yes. Because we can't make anything with lettuce until we have the gas range, but we don't... Also, it's citrus scented. Oh, it says, doesn't it, that it's citrus scented? I tried to tell that to my mother. She never accepted the fact that Febreze works by deadening your nose to the smell. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Air fresheners are a particular thing. I forgot that it said it's citrus scented. Emily? I prefer citrus scented, to be honest. Let's mop this up. We don't need this here. We can probably mop that also. How close can we get? We can probably mop all of that. And similarly here. I don't know what we're going to do with this pool of salt water. I mean, considering we've got kind of another one over here. This one's hotter though. Well, it's not currently hotter. Probably should be hotter. 33? Well, I suppose this bit's hotter. I mean, it's probably been overpressurized for ages. There are a lot of interesting or funny descriptions in the game we usually pay no attention to. Indeed. But yeah, I haven't... I'd forgotten all about the citrus scented one. But I do enjoy that one. Right. It hasn't given me the pop-up, so I guess we still haven't learnt about anything. Oh, it's not a planet. It's not a planet, chat. You don't want to constantly bring banks of sand in. I mean, it's more or less what you need to do when you operate a litter box. That is kind of true. You're not going to help me make plastic. God damn you to all hell. And I don't think he's going to be able to see any further. We'll have to see once he does these two. Oh, we've got printables. Hang on. Pips, dirt, or some dupes that we don't want. I think it's got to be pips. Let's have some pips. Right then, pips. I think we'd like to... Let's set you up in a different one. We'll disable this. We'll build a bin. And, we'll put the dips in there. Check the description of the hamster wheel. Watching duplicates run on it is adorable. The electrical power is just an added bonus. Well, that's what I'm gonna tell everyone when they complain about my duplicate gyms then. I'm gonna say, but look, they're adorable. Look at you being adorable, Amelia. I mean, I don't know how adorable I think that is. But, yeah, this is definitely gonna be my new defense for duplicate gyms. No, you don't understand. It's adorable. Look, it says so in the description. Well, apparently, your whole day is running on wheels, Amelia. I mean, you are an operator. It is something that happens if you don't have a sensible power network. could do with making some batteries. We haven't really got anywhere cold enough to store our batteries. It's not like on the maps where you've got the space biome. And we could store them down here in the short term. That might work. Though again, I'm still slightly loath to bring too much heat down here. But possibly just storing some at the bottom of the base. Even on this one, probably you could... it would be cool enough for a little while. Did I see your message about the telescope range? I didn't, but now I do. Excellent. I'm glad that it will see one further. I don't often build them anymore, which is why I no longer remember how far they can go. So after he's done this one, it'll go out again. That will be good. We will at least get to learn about 2 other things, hopefully one of which is a planet. Especially because, like, it's not going to be very easy to get to the top of this one and build a... What's it? I wonder if the thing is actually usable. Sometimes this tunnel, that it seems to always put one in, and sometimes it's usable, but sometimes it's broken. And there's a Akma in it. But yes, this isn't going to be the easiest one to put a telescope on the top of. Hey, get on there, Steve. Oh, that's the wrong button. Yes, look at you. Excellent work there. So, we'd have to run the power wire all the way down here. Which, like, it's kind of fine, because, you know, you sort of want there to be power. Do transformers draw power? Yeah, no suits until we go to another asteroid. We've got no reeved fibre, no plastics, no access to any of that until we fly somewhere else. Would they be considered as drawing power? So I tell you what I'm thinking about. No, it doesn't matter. They do draw. Fair. Okay. That would mean that I couldn't do the thing I was thinking of. I think actually the telescope means I can't do the thing that I was thinking of. As a point of interest, what am I doing with this power wire? I don't think I need it. Shall we get rid of it? Which would mean we'd need to slightly reroute this, but that wouldn't be the end of the world. Again, we could have like a transformer in here that could be in charge of this. If we came down and put some batteries here. We could possibly even... You're not back for quite a long time, are you? Yes, that's not gonna make me sufficient oxygen. We could fill the air with food poisoning. What am I looking for? Germs. That's what I'm looking for. Because we could pour these in here and electrolyse it. I mean, it doesn't really matter if our air is full of food poisoning. It's not ideal, but it's also not the end of the world. 5 tons? 5 tons isn't even that much, though. 5 tons is not keeping us going. Well, 6. But that's still not sufficient to see out this dormancy period. I'm definitely not building these always-on electrolyzers again. Oh, I know what we can do. When it turns off, we can just use the oxygen that we've been storing. I mean, there is going to be a problem that we won't in any way be able to get enough of it out. But it's a possibility. Hello. Think of transformers like a pipe bridge. They both draw power and provide power at either end. As such, their direction of flow is backwards visually. The standard electrical bridge doesn't actually have a literal draw. Yes, because although we could use this excess oxygen up here, that is going to be 500 grams a second versus the 1.5 kilos a second that we're chucking out here. I mean, not quite, but yeah, probably 1.5 kilos a second. Which, that is definitely a problem that we were about to encounter. We could use our hot water. The problem with that is it's hot. Planetoids! Let me go and look at them. Hello. What have you got? You've got loads of metal. All the metals. Also some natural gas and a volcano. What else have you got? You've got swamps and marshes. Reed fibre. Not plastic, but reed fibre. Alright, so this one has reed fibre, but it still doesn't have any oil. So we still can't make plastics. It also doesn't have any Drecos. So we can't make plastics that way. Oh, nuts. Thank you, Afra. It has a frozen core. It does. Interesting. Reed fibre is at least a step towards safety. I agree. Like, reed fibre is not nothing. It doesn't really give us industry, but it does at least give us, like, suits, which allows us to do, like, a bunch of other stuff. Also makes going to the oil planet a lot more straightforward. Assumably, we find an oil planet. Like, it'll be a lot easier to get oil out of a planet if, if we've got a suit on. I wonder. We've got all this salt water all around the place. It's not very cold, but equally it's not very hot. Whereas our clean water is very hot. But we do have a lot of salt water around the place that we could chuck in. The problem being that we'd have to switch this out for a desalinator. Do they fit in the same space? I think they do. And I have learnt about desalinators. They do. We'd need to do a little bit of piping shenanigans, but not very much. I think I thought they lost charge, but I'm not absolutely sure. I certainly wouldn't swear to it in any way. I also haven't built any, so we can't check. So, that being the case, we want to start thinking about getting into some of these saltwater areas and setting up some pumps. Can we get this demolished? It's going to be in the way. Also, we have Nora here with her excellent demolish skill, which I will be excited to use. Right, let's get a pump in here. Should we get her to demolish the table? We might get her to demolish the table as well. I wanted to demolish all this stuff anyway. Because I want to do farming over here, so I wanted to move all this stuff out of the way anyway. But I think we'll try and get that set up so that... I'm going to turn this off. Thank you. So that we're sort of ready to pour salt water in. I don't know why it comes up with that message twice. Does anyone know? This is the barren world. Alright, this is the oil world. Also has cool steam, natural gas. Not a lot else, but, you know. Infectious polluted oxygen. I mean, to be fair, there are ways in which both of these could be made livable for a small duplicate outpost. Okay, this also has jungle. So we can also go here for Drecos. Like, I'm not a huge fan of that word, says. So, would ask you to try and think of a different description of your aggravation with your dupes. Though it is always clear that they do not make the best decisions. I think Steve's like rads are going up. Like they're not clearing enough out. What have they been doing to upset you today? I mean, probably the list is endless, for they are dupes. Oh, and then you look. Oh yeah, we were building a thing here. What else are we doing? Oh yeah, I know what we were doing. Why haven't we done this? Oh, you can't actually get onto that? Interesting. I would have thought they'd be able to make that, but apparently they can't. Alright then. Well, we can help you out with that. Some dupe got stuck in the same spot twice. Even reload after reload. Dig stuff and doesn't deconstruct a cut path to get back up. That is always aggravating. Are you sure that your other dupes are not taking over the deconstruction errands or the dig errands that you want your trapped dupe to do? Because that can often be the problem. That they, other dupes are like, oh no, I'll do that. And so your dupe doesn't do it. And it takes longer because they're halfway across the map. I mean, wow. I mean, that's pretty amazing, but like it doesn't go with any of these things. Disappointing. Ninja stealing the job. Yeah. One of the ways you can fight against it doesn't always work. But one of the things you can do to fight against it is when you're trying to dig or build them out, make the priority really low and make sure your dupe is stuck, can't reach any other jobs. because then, like, they're the only ones who'll pick it up, because the others will all be doing something else. Hopefully. I mean, again, that's sort of vaguely dependent on your dupes. You're making ladders, just to be sure. Fair. That is also, of course, vaguely dependent on your dupes, like, not being idle. But I found that sometimes helps. Though it can be tricky to remember how to do it effectively when, you know, your dupe is busy suffocating. Oh, hello. You don't even need to build that, do you? No, look. Because now I've just dug that out, you can get down there. Look! Look at the demolishing! How exciting. I mean, possibly I'm the only person who's excited by that, but I am moderately excited by the demolishing. Steve, how are your rads doing before you go up there? Have you only just got up? Where are we in your schedule? Oh no, you're about halfway through the day. That's why you've got those many rads. I wonder what you wandered off to do then. To be fair, they are swimming in CO2. Need to dig a hole for CO2 to drop. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty standard reason to run into those problems. I have certainly done it many times. And nonetheless been deeply aggravated every time. No, I don't know. Whatever. Right. No research focus selected. Very well done, Neo. What are we going to do next? And tell you what we probably should do. Since we were talking about it, let's actually research the citrus-scented deodorizers. That seems like a thing that we could potentially do with. Yeah, we might actually want to do these as well. We can also do them without needing to do the thing. We also might want the more advanced automation. So let's get that. We're not going to do ribbons. I've literally never used a ribbon. So we won't worry about doing that one. I wonder if the fact that there isn't any what's it to be done might be a problem there. Because obviously this being on forever was dependent on Neo actually using the rad bolts out of the material study terminal. If they're not going to do that, then we might want to turn it off for a little bit. Excellent. Yeah, food's going up again. That's sorted. Steve's struggling. I'm sort of watching to see how many rads Steve gets up to, because we might want to make sure Steve takes a break for a day to be sure that their rads can go down to 0, because I think they're going to be at a new highest level again today. Yeah. I think every day their rads are going up and up. So, because we don't want them to get major radiation sickness, mostly because it's gross. Though I suppose it is a water positive. We will do a door so we can keep Steve out of here for a little bit. Because Steve, although doing an excellent job up there, is cutting it a bit close with the radiation. Also, I'm not sure that there's gonna be anything else that... Nah, there's nothing else even to see. So they can definitely have a break here. because we're not actually going to find anything in the rest of that telescoping anyway. We've found our 2 planets. Now it's about... Are the rad pills worth it? I'd say probably not on the lower difficulties. Unless you're going to have someone live like in a spaceship that is going to be super exposed all the time. They could be worth it on that one. If you play on any radiation difficulty that's higher than regular, yes, definitely worth it. I would say. But I don't use them very much on regular. I think we're going to give Steve that rocket pilotry. We're almost certainly going to send you up in the rocket. They're not that hard to make though. Like, depending on where you start, obviously. But, they're not super difficult to make, because you can just make them at the apothecary, and I think it's, like, balm lily seeds and, balm lily flowers and coal, if I remember correctly. Rad. What are they called? Medicine? Apothecary? No, that's immune. Basic rad pill. Basic rad pill is just coal. Yeah, on certain asteroids where there's a lot to do in space and high radiation, they're definitely worth it. Yes. And they're really easy to make. This is just coal. Oh, it's the I think this one's allergies that use blossom seeds. What is the medical pack for? Oh, this is for slime lung, isn't it? But, yes. Easy to make. So, certainly, if you are having any concerns about your, people getting too much radiation in space, it's not too hard to deal with. I would say it's sort of set very much at clay regular challenge difficulty, where under certain circumstances you'll actually have to think about it and use the solution, but under a lot of circumstances you won't have to worry about it. Height can be 25. So this is going to add 5, so it's going to take us to 16, 19, 20, come on brain, 22, 24, 25. I don't know if I genuinely want to make it the full 25. I also need to make steel for that, and yeah, we've still got those problems, which is the problem of this. Right, we've deleted all this stuff, so now what I want you to do, Dupes, is I want you to get down here and build a pump. We don't really need to build insulated pipes, it's not going to be entirely necessary in any way. We can just build regular pipes. Not worry about that. We will have to connect you to some power. But as this starts to, what's the word? As this starts to cease producing, we're going to switch to salt water, which will be a little bit of a faff, but not an unbearable faff. And we're also going to make sure that we pick up any bottles of water. For instance, this is, I'm surprised to say, oh, it's been off-gassing, hasn't it? But if there is any polluted water around, we would like to chuck it in there. It's also useful to have your farmers on rad pills if you're using mutated farms. Yes, I mean, that was what we were seeing. Like, the idea of it adding up is what we were seeing with Steve there. Where like, they were still in the place that at the time that they went to the bathroom every day, then they would be free from rads. But they were building up their radiation further and further. Salt water's alright. I'm always much happier if I can find a cooler water for my spawn. I mean, in the end, you just, if it's necessary, you just use whatever you've got. But it's one of the reasons why I am not sure if I'm a huge fan of the prevalence of cool slash geysers in the DLC, because I think it makes spawn a little bit too easy, because you don't have to worry about cooling it because it cools itself, and that definitely feels a bit too easy to me. Like, it would be better if you... Yeah, not a fan, but you've got to work with what RNGesus gives you, absolutely. Sometimes you just have to. But yeah. I think I'd rather the game force you a bit more to think about the heat. Because otherwise there's... Like, you sort of... It winds up being no point that the oxygen actually comes out hot. Because it's so... What's the word? Like, just simple to solve. So, that's how I feel about it anyway. It's one of those odd things that bothers me a little bit, even though it's actually useful for me. I'll insulate the farms. I mean, yes, there's always ways you can do it. And the Dupes are pretty relaxed. Though, of course, you do have to be moderately more careful with heat than cold. 70. Yeah, the oxygen comes out at 70. But this is my point. There's no point the oxygen coming out at 70 if every starting map has a cool slush geyser, which I can use to cool the oxygen as I pump it into the electrolyzers. Like, it stops being a thing. I mean, I guess in loads of ways it's not a thing, and everything exists for, like, new players to work out for the first time. But, I don't know. It's just one of those things that I'm not necessarily super thrilled with. Can we just make this out of whatever we've got? I reckon we probably can, right? These things aren't going to melt if we drop a steam engine on them once, are they? How much heat do you put off steam engine, do you say? I know. Is there a way to find the proper stats of it? In terms of, like, how much heat it puts out? Can I see it, like, here, maybe? No. No, I apparently can't. The diffuser is 30C? Yeah. No. You see, that doesn't help me in any way. Game. I'm sure I can... I mean, the rocket platforms are like 2,000 degrees anyway. I'm sure they'll be fine. This is the famous last words. We'll see how it goes. Hello. I think it's time that we put an engine on. Well, in fact, no. We're just gonna put these on. Oh, I can't build these out of nuts. The only refined metal you can build them out of is steel. Oh, but only for the rover module? That's really weird. Alright, well, we'll put a Trailblazer module on the... No, because we can't have mixed metals. The platform itself doesn't heat up. Unfortunately, though, can't use these two together to provide sufficient stuff to build one unless I make them of steel. Which is sort of disappointing. Right, hello. Is it time? It appears to be time. What am I looking for here? I am looking for this. I mean, I assume you're already messed up. Yeah, you're now pumping hydrogen everywhere, because of course you are. Right, hang on. There's a couple of things we need to achieve here. One of which is finding a way to power this, which we're going to do with a wheel and some power. And somewhere we would like to put a battery. So deconstruct that and we'll put a battery there. Right. Refinement. Desalinator. Oh, you're going to overheat because I don't have any steel. They always overheat. Oh well, we'll just have to deconstruct it and rebuild it, to be honest. We also appear to have nearly run out of aluminium, interestingly. It's worth noting. And igneous rock. Cool. Skeege. I am not Zebrapig. You have been brought here because Zebrapig hosts the channel. I'm Max. This is the Max Not Binary. We play a lot of strategy, base building, and colony sim games. Zebrapig is live later in the day. That would be... Next time she will be live is Sunday at 11 PM GMT, which I think is Eastern, like 6-ish in the evening. Don't quote me. It's the week between clocks changing. If you'd like to check out the VODs of how she felt about the YouTube and all of that, you can, and the TikTok, you can find them on her channel or on her YouTube channel, which has the same name. But you are always welcome here. It's lovely to see you. Hope you're having a good day. Can we mop this and turn this off? Actually, can we turn this mopping up? That one doesn't matter so much, but this one does matter. Thank you, Ren. It's good to see you. No. Ah, excellent. Glad one of you is prepared to finish the job. Oh, speaking of finishing the job, look at this. Look at them leaving exactly one piece of wire to not be built. Charming. Right then, apparently we do need to demolish more of this map, because we're sort of running out of stuff. Which I'm slightly surprised to find. I'm a bit concerned that there isn't actually loads and loads of additional resources here. But, we can certainly dig some of them out. Alright, we'll worry about the research in a minute. Printables. Ah, I don't think I want any of you. None of you are very exciting. I could just go to the other planet if I wanted sweetles. So many sweetles. We gonna build this? I guess you're struggling a little bit with sufficient igneous rock. I mean, there's a bunch here that you could just demolish. to have. That would be fine. Let's make sure we set this to... Alright, I've got the mod that disables auto repair, which is excellent. So they shouldn't fix it. When it overheats and breaks, we should be able to demolish it and rebuild it. This is gonna be a pain for the next 22 cycles. Which is definitely more cycles than I'm happy with this being a pain for. Frankly. Probably we want to get into all of this. Let's... no, we don't want to do that yet because we want to get this out of here. Damn it, I've already pressed it. Is there a way to turn that off? Maybe that? That's interesting. I've never really tried to stop submitting a bioscan before. I see you, Steve. What are you gonna do here? Yeah, you're gonna just... Excellent. Super. That does appear to have solved the problem. Right then, so now we're desalinating water, putting it back into our electrolyzers. Our oxygen will be significantly warmer coming out for a bit. I mean, we have had this problem before. And we're not yet at stabilization. Also, they use the power out of that way quickly. Oh yeah. Alright. Alright then. I hate you all. Well, none of this is running, so you just link that up. It's not going to be great, but it will do in the short term. This is all short-term fixes. We do need to think about what would create a sensible long-term fix for the fact that we're not producing enough water to maintain an always-on electrolyzer. I think probably the solution is... what am I trying to think of? The solution is actually in the hot water, the hot clean water. Because if we can, in fact, send it on our exciting loop to get chilled over here, we will then have chilled regular water that we can add into our polluted water. And of course that won't require additional refining or anything like that. But there's a bit of work we'd have to do to make that happen. Some of which would involve maybe doing some farming here. We could do with making some mealwood, I reckon, as well. What's up with you? You're a bit cold, aren't you? Yes, it might actually be a bit cold up there for mealwood. Might, in fact, wish to make the mealwood down here. There is also the problem that we don't have any current food. We can probably dig some up, though. That's probably a dealable with problem. We also don't have any oxygen, but there is algae here, so we could put down a diffuser. Those are things that we can, in fact, fix. I don't know if I want to dig those up. I definitely do want to dig this up. If we come over here. Right. How are we getting on here? So, we're getting some salt water. You haven't broken yet. Excellent. Is this equalized? Yes. So, let's... In fact, just in case this ever happens again, I guess we'll leave it there. Can we just sever this wire, though? Thanks. Cheers. Because that should go back to being self-powered. Cardoza, what has happened? That you are unhappy with your life? Also, welcome in. I would not say that I hope you're having a good day, because it seems clear that you are not. It's a great contraption. Excellent. Right. Alright. So we have at least in the short term dealt with that. There is going to be a heat cost, frankly, but there's nothing I can really do about that right now. We're just going to have to live with the heat cost. What is the next thing we would like to do then? I'm still trying to get to space. Watching the stream at 360 and my internet is barely keeping up. I paid €60 for a therapist session and I don't have answers. It's cold and you burned your pizza. You could go on. I mean, I'm very sorry that your internet is sucky. That's deeply annoying. I would say that the therapist session is not necessarily the time that you should expect to have answers. I hope that it will prove helpful for you going forward. And I'm also very sorry that you burnt your pizza, because that sounds deeply disappointing. I would certainly be sad about it. Hello to you too. It's cold here as well. It's been chucking it down the whole time. Like, last night was accompanied by the sound of the rain consistently banging on my, for no good reason, metal windows. Again, why are my windows metal? Who thought that was a sensible plan? Because it's not, let me assure you. Also, it's really annoying. I had aluminium framed windows before, and they definitely weren't as loud as these ones. What was I thinking of? What were the other things we wanted to do? Thank you so much for gifting a sub to Cardoza. Occasional Annabelle, it is very kind of you. Thank you for your continued support of the channel and its community. It's very much appreciated. I think I talked about doing nuclear. Oh, we'd have to do loads of stuff to get there. Do we want to do the loads of stuff it would take to get there? I don't know, maybe? I suppose we can make a start. Yeah, we're going to do those things first, so sure. Maybe they had a convenient metal volcano nearby when they built the house. It seems unlikely. I mean, to be fair, Cardozo, that's about the limit of the Italian that I can sensibly moderate on the channel, since I know what grazie is. Your Twitch defaults to Italian. That's really interesting. Live action pixel redeemed a hydrate. Thank you, Live Action Pixel. Thank you for spending your max value points with us. And we can probably let Steve out now to finish that. There's only a little bit left. They probably won't get too irradiated. Right, we really need to get this rocket off the ground. I think we're just about to pay the heat costs and live with it, frankly. What's that? 400? That much. That much is how much I kind of desperately need. You've got more. I am unsurprised. They don't seem to take ages to build up. Yeah, we're just gonna have to pay the heat costs, I'm afraid. Disappointing though that may be. Ah, chat. I've made a terrible tactical error. Look at this coming out of my machine. I might be able to. We're gonna have to see if we can do the get out the way, poke shell. No. No. That's gonna break our desalinator. Hooray! Yep. I mean, it hasn't broken it yet. Well, that's really interesting. Look, because this is, this never actually empties, the bridge is unable to feed polluted water into it. That's sort of remarkable. I wonder if that will continue to work. My pliers requires dupe interaction. It goes through. I mean, that's even worse. Dot. You're right, but that would be even worse. Will break my electrolyzers. Absolutely. Yeah, I set pliers to require dupe interaction. I definitely prefer it as a way to balance pliers. Gonna do a weird thing. Which is, I'm gonna see about pouring the polluted water on the floor. Again, it's not the best idea I've ever had in my life, but needs must as the devil drives. Twitch automatically sets the language for the website UI based on IP geolocation or something. Every now and again I have to set it back to English. That's really interesting. Sorry, Dupes. I'm about to pour some very hot polluted water on you. Apologies. Yep. Yep. I know, it's hot. It is indeed hot. I understand this problem that you're having with it being hot. Damn it! Alright. We need to sever. Come on, Dupes. This is an incredibly high priority. Get on it. Yes! Success. Horrible working conditions. I mean, you're not wrong there, Annabelle. It is fair to say. But there is definitely some stuff we need to achieve here. Right, we can put any salt water back in here. But, we'd like to keep the polluted water elsewhere. Oh no. That's not really where we want hot water to pour, because we're storing all our ice down there, as you see. I mean, like, you literally do pour molten glass on them reasonably regularly. I'm always moderately surprised with the fact that they put up with it. Just need to try and get all of this polluted water out of the way. I don't know how straightforward that's going to be to happen, but it's kind of all we can do currently. I mean, I'm sure there's a better way. If someone has an excellent solution for a way I could be doing this more sensibly, I would be interested to hear it. In the ice storage. I mean, I think it'll be fine. I think, to be honest, the cold down here should overwhelm it pretty quickly. I mean, as you can see. But yeah, it's all fun and games until somebody gets scolded. Hey, Wrecked. I even deleted my hospital beds that I had going on. Right, medicine, beds. Where can we put them? Oh, like here. This is an excellent place to put them. We probably don't need that many. We hopefully don't need that many. We could possibly... I mean, we can't really necessarily send that anywhere more useful. To be honest. Mop, mop, mop. I know, life's terrible. Being a dupe is the worst thing that ever happened. I agree with all of the above. You're just gonna have to do it, though, I'm afraid. This is not necessarily something we can fix for you right now. You can also put clean water in here, though. Also brine, if we happen to have any. Not glass, ideally, though. I mean, we have enough problem without you guys pouring liquid glass in it. Which one would be a fun quote? Because I think we might have fixed it. Oh, hang on, who is scolding? Whoa, whoa there, you lot. Are any of you actually especially scalded? No, you're not even that scalded. It's all fun and games until somebody gets scalded. Give me 1 second. Excellent. I thought I'd fixed it. You're not even that scalded. Oh, Amelia? What the hell? Why did you allow yourself to get so incredibly scalded? Ah, good grief. Right. Let's see what we can do about this. Apparently we don't have any power because nobody will run on these wheels. Oh no, it's because it runs off there and that's empty. You remember when I decided that we would hang on there? It looks like some other people could really do with being on these now. Neo, Annabelle, get on the thing. Let's maybe not have you do anything. Digging or suit wearing? Nah. Probably not now. We'll take some more mercy leave. Finally some rest, yes. You can all hang out on your beds for a little bit. I wonder if... It's probably not going to get the whole thing fixed. Oh no, you've actually got a thing in there. We might be able to put a couple of tiles in, at least do a tiny bit of mopping down here, which might help. We could do with some of this mopping actually getting done. Let me turn the mopping right up. I want the mopping to be done, Dupes. Thanks. This is important mopping. It's not like regular mopping. And some pleasant chit-chat. Ah, you see? Oh, that's because nobody's built this yet. Where are you going, Neo? I'm watching you. I'm going to eat. That's right then. They do indeed have pleasant chit-chat. Also, Amelia has been appreciated. Does lettuce give you aquatic diet? Does anyone know? Does lettuce give you aquatic diet? Can we cut this off for a second? Oh, in fact, we can just disable this. What did I just say, Marie? Get off that. Excellent. That'll do. Right. Let's cancel that. It does. Yeah, because that's got to be the only thing that could be giving us aquatic diet here. Since we don't even have any seafood-based critters. Let alone ones that we were, in fact, eating. Which we're not. Excellent. You're doing a good job there, Dupes. Yes, as discussed. The ice is winning. How are you doing, bees? Is it still nice and cold down here? It is. We might have to seal this up. So that we can't boil the bees. Because that would be unfortunate. Because then we wouldn't have any bees. And I'd have to, like, refine my own uranium. Which seems much too much like hard work. Who wants to do that? How are you three doing? You're already feeling a bit better, I'm pleased to say. We've done an awful lot of the, oh, actually, can you just not for a minute? Let's work on actually picking up the polluted water from here before we put more stuff in here. That's it, that's it. Can I see the liquid overlay? I think there's still a little bit. Yeah, there is. But it's all here, where it's going to be considerably more problematic for me to get to it. Like, it's literal tiny grams as well. I wonder how many grams you need to break your electrolyzers. When are you back? 18.8 cycles. Okay. Did you actually finish all the refinement? Oh, you did. Cool. Do you want to build a rover's module out of steel? Yeah, I thought that might be the case. You move up for a minute so they can actually build stuff. Cheers. Right. So the next problem is how are we going to get this little bit? I think it's number of incorrect packets. That's less helpful, a squared pi. Not you being less helpful. It's less helpful for me to be able to fix it as a metric, if that is the metric. Because tiny bits floating on the top is more likely to lead to a large number of incorrect packets. Just really, really tiny ones. which is gonna be aggravating. I tell you what, we can rebuild the tepidizer in a minute. They were discussing their love for germs. I mean, I suppose nobody's really a doctor. They don't like auto dispensers. What's wrong with auto dispensers? Just filter it out right after the pump and let the pump cycle everything really quick while there's not much liquid there. I mean, I could do. Let's try this one, and if we've still got some, we'll build a filter. I'm just being lazy, really. I'm not wanting to bother building a filter, but we definitely can do. Come here. Let's build a couple of mesh tiles in there. I think we're still going to have a tiny bit over here, which we won't be able to access, unfortunately. Oh, good. They start to feel better, which is good to see. Just in time for me to find some other way to scald them. Annabelle, apparently you feel the worst. Or have got the least doctoring? Hard to tell. Oh, Abe. Oh, I see. You ran out of oxygen. It's fair. I'll forgive you. I'm just the most dramatic. I mean, that could be it. Right. How are we doing now? There's like 2 bits. Because obviously there are. Right, I'm committed to my plan now. You know that, don't you? So, everything's getting deconstructed and mesh tiles getting put in. No, actually, leave that. Cancel. Apparently we don't need to. But we do need to do one here. Why are you standing around? There's stuff to be done. Oh, good grief. Hi, Annabelle. I take it you're feeling better now. I may attempt not to scold you again in the future. Success. Right then. Let's get rid of all of these, please. And rebuild our pump. We'll also rebuild the ladder. And when that's gone, we'll also rebuild the tepidizer. I'm pretty sure the tepidizer hasn't been on, like, the whole time we've had it. But, you know. Are we not deconstructing this? I would like to. Right, you can go back to putting these things in here, if you would like. You can also go back to using this wheel. And, we can also go back to this being connected. I'm glad I forgot to destroy this filter, because look at this. I'd really like someone to do that before we pour loads down. Wow. It takes a long time. Excellent. Right. We can reconnect this now. Let's go and find out where that water went. Let's do some mopping. Yeah, I think we have destroyed some of the stuff up here. I'll have to see. Can you not actually get down there? There you go. I can help you with that. Okay. Oxygen shortly to be resumed. Currently we're just giving everyone a load of hydrogen, but yeah, shortly oxygen will be resumed. We seem to be up to order there. Yes. Which also means that we can once again sever this so that we don't have to run on the wheels to power it, and it can power its own self. And we need to remember that in 17.6 cycles this is coming on, so then we need to turn everything around again, which could be moderately aggravating, but we'll just have to live with it. In terms of the many things that we just have to live with, that is in fact one of them. Right, I would also like to build a Trailblazer module. Why don't I have enough steel? Like, I put enough steel things in here. So what have you done with the steel? Duplicants. Because they should have... Did I not put 800 in? Oh, I put 800 in and they each... No, they don't each use 800. This... Oh, this uses 300? Oh no, that's mass. Yeah. Interesting. Is the rover in it? How do I tell if the rover's in it? I don't think I've, the problem with adding a sieve after the desalinator is that I do not in fact have enough capacity on the line to do that without burning out the line. Which could be a bit aggravating. There should be content. Okay, right. Oh, yeah. So the rover is 100 kilos and the loader is 400. So it's 800. Really? Okay. Right, so I need to make some more steel. We're gonna be running into a bunch more heat problems. But never mind. Oh, there's a Trailblazer, right? Yes. Good. I know. It's gonna be terrible. You're doing alright though, Dupes. I'm very proud of you. How are we doing for time? Alright. Now that we have solved that particular disaster area, it is time for me to go. I am indeed grumpy. Oh, nuts. Nuts, nuts. I don't actually want to do that anymore. Can we, right, let's make it so that we're not doing any of that for a second. So that we can try not to scold everyone again. Oh, poor Amelia. I see that it's you again. Can we mop this? Probably don't want the super hot liquid everywhere. Right, and we can deconstruct that. And then we can run that back up there, and we can make the other 7 steel, which we will do tomorrow. Thank you all so much for being here. And thank you, Trismillion. I am glad that you've had a lovely time lurking. We will be back tomorrow at 3 PM GMT, which is UTC, you will be pleased to know, so it's nice and easy for everyone to work out. It's the same time that we're always on, so that should also help. Oh, backsides. That wasn't what I wanted to do. Let me have a quick look and see if we've got anyone exciting to raid. I have failed to do that. Aricia's stream had to restart. Ugh, that's not great. Why don't we go and see Live Action Pixel? Looks like Live Action Pixel is starting up. So why don't we go over there and hang out with him? That might be nice. He's doing some sort of 100 dupe challenge, which could be interesting. So it will be cool. Right then, come with me and see live action Pixel. I am sure it will be a good time. He's lovely, friend of the channel. For any of you who don't know him already, I can't imagine there's that many of you. But we can definitely go and have a look. I will see you all tomorrow. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Back tomorrow at 3 PM GMT. I'll see you then. Thank you very much. Bye.